The tanker arrives every 20 days at one of Europe's few depots for liquefied natural gas, or LNG. It takes 10 hours to fill the tanks just outside of Stockholm. The gas is liquefied to reduce its volume and make shipping possible.
The ship size would be 600 times than this. And it's therefore we are condensed natural gas into liquid to be able to stow it in a ship, in a smaller ship like this, and it's economic way to transport it over the sea.
German gas and engineering company Linde operates the depot. Liquefied gas can only be stored in highly pressurized tanks at temperatures lower than minus 160 degrees Celsius. These requirements make it up to 20% more expensive than standard natural gas, yet LNG is much easier to transport.
It's in order to further extend the supply and have a stronger supply than only being dependent on the gaseous grid that we see in Europe, for example. No grid exists here in Sweden, but this is our only way of getting natural gas to our country because there simply doesn't exist any grid at the moment.
Every day, several tanker trucks load up with the liquefied gas. They're delivering it to a ferry boat in downtown Stockholm. Now things get complicated. First, they load a supply ship. Sea gas waits every morning to be filled from tanker trucks. Captain Magnus Hellström's daily routine begins as soon as the ship is full.
And then 5:20 we departure from here about approximately, and then we go to the location where Viking Grace is, and then we await for her berthing, and when she has berthed, then we go alongside her and we start the process.
At the passenger ferry port in Stockholm, the Finnish luxury ferry Viking Grace is already waiting to fuel up. The first officer pilots the 200-meter-long vessel into position. Only 20 minutes remain to fill the ship's tanks. Here in Stockholm Harbor, almost all the other ships still run on heavy shipping-grade diesel. In terms of emissions, it's one of the dirtiest fuels there is. The ship's chief engineer remembers.
If you are asked our crew in the engine room, do you like to go back to the heavy fuel-driven ships? They shake on the head and say, no, never, never more. So after 1 year experience, that we are all convinced that this is the future.
The vessel has been ferrying passengers between Sweden and Finland for a year now. The LNG engines can push the ferry to speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. The boat has a capacity of 2,800 passengers. There's a supermarket and several restaurants on board. After 12 hours at sea, the boat has almost reached its destination. A tank of LNG will take it from Stockholm to Finland and back, but no further.
These LNG systems are new, and they are now building in Finland more stations. So we are hoping to get some place near Turku, and this will probably happen in about 5 or 10 years.
Next year, an LNG filling station is due to be built in Hamburg. Then it would be possible for the ferry to make trips to Germany as well.